take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a slow, calm, relaxing breath. And as you exhale, just allow those eyelids to completely relax. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just releasing tension and feeling a wonderful feeling of gradually moving towards a wonderful state of heightened imagination. As you breathe in and breathe out, give permission to just release everything that is no longer needed. No stress, no anxiety, no worries, no tension. Allow it all to leave your body in your outward breath. Breathing in inspiration, resourcefulness, all the ingredients for heightened imagination. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a giant atlas there on the wall. The atlas can be the size of an entire wall, and you get to see the entire world in two-dimensional form there in front of you. I want you to imagine that you can stare at different parts of the atlas and imagine what it could be like to be in that place. You could stare into a tropical island and imagine being in that tropical island. You could stare at a desert and imagine being in that desert. But I want you to focus your attention on the giant rainforests. Maybe there in the middle of Africa, perhaps Asia, or perhaps in South America. You can decide which of the world's largest forests you want to focus your attention on. Hold your focus deep in the heart of that forest. And as you do so, you start to imagine your consciousness shifting from standing in front of an atlas to a form of astral projection where you go into the atlas and the atlas becomes reality, and you find yourself floating down to a giant rainforest. As you imagine floating down into the rainforest, you notice the temperature, the humidity, the sounds of the forest. Imagine going through a gap in the canopy of a dense, lush rainforest. The air is thick with moisture, and the rich scents of earth and foliage around you. As you drift down, you can hear the sounds of the forest. This vibrant ecosystem. But I want you to imagine that although you touch the floor of the forest, feeling like you're a human, I want you to imagine that a distinctive, colorful animal catches your attention. I want you to imagine seeing a majestic yellow python slithering gracefully there in the forest. And as you fix your attention on the yellow python, imagine becoming the yellow python. Feel how you would feel as you experience your muscular body moving with silent, rhythmic undulations. The damp soil and fallen leaves are cool against your scales. You sense vibrations through the ground. The footsteps of other forest creatures is a language you understand instinctively. Feel the feeling of your tongue flicking in and out. And you can taste the air, almost seeing your surroundings, but rather than through visual elements. Imagine moisture, movement, and sense, giving you a framework of how to experience your surroundings. Your eyes can still see, but they are adapted to the unique environment. It's less about colors and more about movement. You notice movement viscerally, whereas anything static is almost camouflaged. You feel powerful, patient, a master of stealth and strength in this dense world. Imagine exploring the rainforest as this entity and feel a deep sense of pride in your uniqueness, knowing there's no one else quite like you. Embrace the freedom that comes from not fitting into narrow boxes or labels. Celebrate your individuality, recognizing it as a source of strength and empowerment. As you feel your ability to climb up trees and navigate the dense forest. With your bright yellow colors, relish the fact that you stand out in a crowd, bringing a unique perspective to every situation. You feel liberated from the need to conform to rigid, judgmental environments. As your tongue goes in and out, bask in the joy of being true to yourself, even if it means taking an entirely different path. Recognize the exhilaration of breaking free from conventions and expectations, and really appreciate your value and worth, especially in places where it's not traditionally acknowledged. As you navigate the forest, something catches your eye. A large, magnificent butterfly. And through the eyes of a snake, see that butterfly, and then feel that you're becoming the butterfly. Feel an instant transformation into that delicate, vibrant butterfly. Your wings, a kaleidoscope of colors, carry you lightly through the air. Your world is a blur of green, punctuated by the bright hues of flowers which you seek for their nectar. Allow your mind to consider what is nectar for you as you flutter high and low, carried by gentle breezes, feeling the warmth of sun filtering through the canopy. Your perspective is one of beauty and grace. The forest is a boundless garden, a playground of scents and colors. You are part of a fleeting, yet eternally renewing dance of life. As you experience the forest as a butterfly, feel an incredible solace and power in those environments that appreciate and celebrate your distinctiveness. Feel the sense of liberation in knowing that not belonging can be a badge of honor. See yourself as a maverick, confidently and effortlessly fluttering your way through the world. Appreciate your unique talents and abilities, those things that set you apart, knowing you can't be pigeonholed because there's no one quite like you. Feel empowered by your mission to impact the world and shift paradigms. And feel invigorated by the challenge of thinking differently and introducing new ideas. As you flutter through the forest, you encounter a near miss. There was a magnificent, well-crafted web you narrowly avoided. And as you notice the spider that lies in wait beside it, shift perspective so you become that large forest spider. You are an architect, a weaver of silken webs. Your 8 legs deftly navigate your carefully constructed trap strung between branches. You feel every vibration on your web, each a signal of potential sustenance. Your world is one of patience and precision. The forest around you is a bustling marketplace, full of opportunities. You experience the rainforest in 360 degrees of perception, a realm of connection. Your web, an extension of your senses, linking you to the world around you. Feel a sense of patience and preparation, but also appreciate your unique talents. No one can weave a web like you do. Visualize yourself confidently creating new paths and inspiring change. Embrace the role of a trailblazer, leading the way in innovation and new perspectives. Know that your nonconformity is a gift, allowing you to see and do things others can't. You don't need to belong to a tribe. Experience a sense of belonging within yourself, grounded in self-acceptance and self-love. Draw strength from your inner conviction to make a positive impact on the world. And feel the satisfaction of living authentically, aligned with your true purpose and values. I want you to feel that something has just landed in your web. As you go to work to identify, to snare that new prey, shift perspective again, and find yourself back as a human in the rainforest, where around you you can see a bright yellow python, a magnificent butterfly, and that large forest spider. And I want you to think, daydream about what your mission is in the years that follow, and realize that that mission is not possible in rigid structures, trying to fit in, bound by rules and expectations. That to fulfill your mission, you need the freedom, the liberation, the desire not to belong. As you feel a sense of freedom and liberation, imagine going back through the canopy in the rainforest like you're floating upwards. Imagine being there in the sky looking down at the magnificent rainforest beneath you. And then imagine how you would feel going through the perception of an atlas. And then imagine being in a room looking at the giant atlas, remembering that you were a snake, a butterfly, a spider, and your most influential and inspired self there in the forest. Allow these perception shifts to give you yet more evidence that perceptions can be changed, reality is flexible, and that you have a mission. You have permission from yourself to yourself to pursue your mission, wondering who can stop you. As you return to your present moment, you feel a locked door is unlocking. Resources that were lying in wait are now activated. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, returning to the present moment as you wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, acknowledging that this has been a journey of thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, dreams within dreams. And as you fully integrate into your present moment, you will soon awaken, feeling a new lease of life, feeling an unwavering, relentless sense of energy and passion to fulfill a meaningful mission. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake. wide awake.